welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Almanza, and alongside me is David Moreno. We are here at the Tivoli Tap House, a great place for food, as well as a great place for beer. So, David, who do we have on the show today?
Well, we have Coach Strain, coach for the baseball team. We have tennis coach, Coach Barrett Elkins, here to talk about the tennis team and how they did off of their couple of wins this past week. And we'll also be talking to sophomore Mackenzie Hotan from the women's tennis team.
Can't wait to talk Roadrunner sports with our guests today. But before we do that, we want to give you a recap of what happened this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. Let's start with our women's basketball team, who was back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since the 2012-2013 season. The team ventures out to Lubbock, Texas, and their first road opponent was fellow RMAC rival CSU Pueblo. Katie Cunningham paced the Thunderwolves, scoring 20 points and pulling down a game-high 17 rebounds. Emily Hardigan and Jonalyn Whitworth each tallied 8 first-half points to help the team carry a 30-24 lead into the break. The second half, it was Georgia Ordorf and Jalen Smith who scored a combined 31 points to lead the team to a 78-70 win. Next up was West Texas A&M, and they controlled the paint, scoring 42 points, which included 21 points from Madison Parker. The Roadrunners were led by Janae Squires-Horton, who hit 6 3-pointers to keep the game close. But the Lady Buffs hit some key baskets down the stretch to come away with a 70-60 win, ending MSU Denver's season. But it was a great year for Coach Tanya Have and her staff, and it was so much fun to watch all season long.
How about the news from the Diamond? The baseball team hit the road to New Mexico for a 4-game series with the Cowboys. The home team took the first 2 matches, but sophomore Cade Crater pitched another great game this weekend, helping his squad to the 4-3 win in Game 3. Jake Kestitis led the team with 2 runs driven in. Then in the finale, the Roadrunners were down 4-0 heading into the 5th before the bats exploded for 22 runs. MSU Denver splits the series with Highlands and are now 4-3 in RMAC play.
We'll stay on the Diamond with a little softball, and they busted out the brooms against Fort Lewis College at home. One of those wins came on the arm of junior Kylie Burnside, who pitched a no-hitter in Game 2. The Idaho Falls native didn't give up a hit in 5 innings of work, while striking out 6 Skyhawks. It was Kylie's second win of the season, and the offense put up 8 runs on 10 hits. MSU Denver is now 7-5 in conference play.
Our tennis teams continue to roll in this spring season. After the squad defeated Colorado Christian 9-0, they next defeated the Thunderwolves from CSU Pueblo. The men, led by Joey Sherney and Josh Greats, won their match by a final of 8-1. MSU Denver got wins from Daniel Lorente, Jackson Lee, and Alejandro Martinez Maria. The women swept CSU Pueblo 9-0 and were led by Courtney Wright, Tabitha Porter, and Emily Kerr. Both squads are 3-0 in RMAC play and will be at home Wednesday to continue their spring season.
And finally, our women's golf team finished 13th at the Tim Tierney Pioneer Shootout in Pleasanton, California last week. The squad was led by sophomore Jennifer Hankins, who finished in a tie for 11th place, hitting an impressive 75 on day 1. She would finish with a final score of 157, while senior Meg McMullen finished second on the team with a 172 score. So now we say hello to baseball head coach Ryan Strain. Coach, thanks for joining us here on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
We say our women's basketball team and their run in the NCAA tournament. Do you have any great memories as a coach or as a player competing in the big dance?
Yeah, that a couple times in my first actual coaching experience, University of Nebraska. We made the regional in 2006 and 2007. In 2006, we hosted a regional in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then in 2007, we had to go to Tempe, Arizona, and compete in the Arizona State Regional. So it's been a couple of times experience. It's a great experience. Hopefully, our guys, our baseball team here at Metro will be able to experience that at some point.
Well, Coach, you got Kale O'Donnell back in the lineup this weekend after an injury this season. The injury looks scary, but here he's about a month later, and he's back on the field. Can you please talk about him and what he means to the team?
Yeah, that was big. I mean, when it happened, like you said, it was scary. I mean, you weren't sure what was going to happen with the dislocated kneecap, and fortunately there was no ligament damage, so he was able to rehab here for a few weeks and get himself back ready to go. We were able to get him in the lineup, one game at first base and a couple games at DH, and he's just trying to get back into it and getting him used to seeing live pitches, and it's tough when you haven't seen pitches for several weeks, but he did a nice job. He battled it as his bats, and they continued to get better as he went on through the weekend, and then he was able to throw a bullpen over the weekend as well, so hopefully we can get him on the mound here soon.
So you ventured to Las Vegas, New Mexico to take on the Cowboys. One of the bright spots of the weekend was the pitching of sophomore Cade Crater, who put together another solid outing for your squad. Can you talk about his performance and how he's done so far this season?
Craig's been a big help to us. I mean, especially here lately with our first couple starts have just been okay. We were fortunately able to come back against CSU Pueblo in the first game Friday night, and then lost the second one. So when Craig came in on that third game, it's big, especially in that doubleheader, to turn things around. He pitched really well against CSU Pueblo, and then after losing the first two games and not really playing very well against Highlands, to get that start from him in the third game, the second one of the doubleheader on Saturday, was huge for us. And if he can continue to do that in the third game, we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Speaking of pitching, Logan Sewell came into that game to help close it out. He's also your starter at center field while batting fifth in the lineup. Talk about how Logan fits into what you're trying to do with this team.
Yeah, Logan's a special athlete. I mean, to be able to hit in the middle of the order, play center field, and then have a chance to pitch. I mean, he would have been one of our chance to be one of our starters going into the season, but at the end of the fall, he hurt his arm a little bit, and so we slowly brought him along, and to be able to get him out there for the first time was great. He's throwing the ball really well. I think we're going to probably move him into the rotation this weekend. He's going to throw in one of our games, so that'll be big. And coming in after Craig, not pitching at all season and coming into a close game like that and be able to close it out was really, really big for us. And hopefully moving him into the starting rotation will give us a boost and put us in a good spot to win the series this weekend.
So you head into Sunday's game trying to earn that split. Highlands takes a 4-0 lead heading into the fifth inning, and that's when the offense explodes, scoring 22 runs in the next 5 innings. What changed for your squad?
I wish I knew. I think what it was just continuing to grind out at bats. I mean, the first 3 games, we swung the bat pretty well the first night. On the doubleheader day, we just couldn't quite get things going. We got enough going, to win the second game of the doubleheader, but it just wasn't going real well. They did a decent job pitching against us. We had some tough luck. We gave away some at-bats. But the big thing was Beecher didn't, have great stuff at the beginning, kind of gave up some runs, but battled. Bowed his neck, was able to throw up some zeros for us and let our team, kind of relax and get back into the game. And then, we put some balls in play. They made a couple of mistakes, and then we had a couple of really key at-bats that drove in some runs, and we were able to get in their bullpen, and then our guys swung the bats really well for the rest of the game.
One of the things that we've noticed about your squad is they are good from the bottom of how good they can be from the bottom of the lineup. Aaron Germani, Draven Adame, and Jimmy Hollinger are all sneaky and good at the plate. That has to be some coach's dream, to be able to rely on the bottom half of the order like that, given on how much they're producing for your team later in the later stages of the order.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, our lineup's deep all the way through. I mean, getting 1 through 6, 7, in a lot of lineups, usually have some pretty good hitters there, but we have good hitters 1 through 9. I'm talking with a lot of the coaches we play. I mean, it's exhausting pitching against our guys if our guys will hit as a group. And I think that's the biggest thing that I try to stress to them is even if somebody's having a bad day, we've all got to pick each other up and make it hard on them. And when your 7, 8, 9 hole hitters are tough at bats, getting walks, getting hits, turning over the lineup to get to the top of the order with Kennedy up there, it's a really big deal for us. And, if those guys continue to do that and get on base for those guys at the top of the order as well, then, we should be able to score quite a few runs.
So your squad takes on Colorado Mines this weekend. They're off to a good start in conference play at 6-2. What is the team working on this week in practice to prepare for the home series?
Well, I think it's going back to what we did the last couple of weeks, going back to the basics and just going over everything. I mean, Mines, I've not coached against them before, but I know they're fundamentally sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and we got to do the same thing. But it's a big weekend for us. I mean, they're like you said, 6-2. We're 5-3. One game behind them. They were picked second in the conference. We were picked sixth. So I think our guys are ready to go. They beat us in the series last year, and so it's going to be a big series for us, and we need to play well and play well at home.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us here tonight, and best of luck to you this weekend as you guys take on the Ore Diggers.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So we're going to take our first break, but before we do that, we want to give you the tweet of the week. It comes from our women's golf team, and who is getting in their smiles in Texas as their spring season gets underway. We want to wish them all the best at the Midwestern State Invitational. You can follow their progress at roadrunnerathletics.com. We're coming right back with some tennis talk up next on the Coach's Corner.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Metropolitan State University of Denver nurtures student aspiration and empowers lifelong success through personal attention and professional experience in an inclusive environment. Located in the heart of downtown Denver, the university offers broad access to a transformative undergraduate and graduate education on Colorado's most diverse college campus. And as a gateway to opportunity, MSU Denver advances the intellectual, social, cultural, and economic well-being of Denver and beyond.
I'm Janae Squires-Horton, senior guard for the women's basketball team.
Squires-Horton swishes the long two, and it's a three-point lead.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
I'm Jalen Smith, junior guard for the women's basketball team.
And the Roadrunners coming back in transition. Smith all the way to the rack, coast to coast.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We are here with Coach Elkins, but before we talk to him, we want to tell you about a great event that's happening here at the Tivoli Tap House. Become a member of the Tap House Mug Club today. You're already here drinking the amazing beer from the Tivoli, so become a member and get great discounts for drinking the Tivoli's delicious brews. It's only $25 for alumni and only $55 for faculty and staff. Our faculty and staff happy hours, you can earn $2 off Tivoli beers and $3 off from the Mug Club draft line. Number 45. So visit TivoliBrewingCo.com for more information on how you can be a Tivoli Mug Club member today. So now we say hello to head coach Barrett Elkins. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We've been talking about March Madness and NCAA tournament time here on the show. Your NCAA time comes in late April, so tell our audience how your team can reach the big dance. Is it win the conference tournament and you're in, or is it based on the NCAA rankings?
So with tennis, it's a little strange. It's just based on the NCAA regional rankings. Out of our region, they will take the top 4 teams who are ranked from the men and from the women. So our biggest goal right now is to take care of business within our own conference and then hopefully move up the regional rankings to get within that top 4.
So you're in the middle of the spring season at the moment, but a few weeks ago we saw both your men's and women's team pull off a couple of upsets on the road. Tell us what you saw from your teams as they beat a couple of ranked teams.
Yeah, we had some really good wins. It was down in Lawton, Oklahoma at Cameron University. Our women played the first match we were there against Tarleton University. They're ranked 19 in the country, and I believe it was 3 in the region at the time. We took a 2-1 lead after doubles, which gave us a lot of momentum going into singles. I think our team attitude was very good. We had a lot of good energy, and we just executed very well. We pulled out a 5-4 win, which was a great win. You know, anytime you can have a top 20 win, it's great. But to be able to do that against a regional team, you know, a top-ranked regional team as well, was very good for us. On the men's side, we had Played against St. Mary's, who was #1 in the region. We ended up beating them 5-4, which was great for us and a good chance for us to move up the rankings. And then later in the same day, we played against Cameron University and won 5-4 as well. And they were 3 in the region. So I think we were starting to click and have things come together at the right moments right now, and hopefully that these wins will give us a good opportunity to continue to win and get in that top 4 to get into the NCAA tournament.
Last week we saw Joey Sherney win the RMAC's Player of the Week. What have you seen from the sophomore this spring season?
To be honest with you, Joey, especially down in Oklahoma, played, I would argue, like the best player in the country. He played absolutely incredible. His mindset is in the right place. He is executing so well right now. He goes in with a game plan, execute his game plan. He's beating some great players. He is really making a case for himself to be nationally ranked. He's already regionally ranked, but I would be very surprised if he doesn't, not only move up those rankings, but get a national recognition as well.
Are there any pleasant surprises so far in the spring season? And are there any performances or players that stand out specifically to you?
Yeah, there has been some pleasant surprises. One is Josh, our #1, our senior, has been such a good leader on our team, and he's, pretty much written the record books here at MSU Denver for men's tennis. Against Cameron, he lost in singles and in doubles, and our team pulled out a win. That was one of the first times that we've seen our team come together and rally when he hasn't been the one to pick us up. And that was such a good surprise to see that other people are stepping up, other people are pulling our team ahead, and that's what not just good teams need, but great teams need to, not only make the tournament, but make a run in the tournament. Is you can't just rely on one person to bring you there. You have to be able to pick up that person if they don't have their best day. And that was one of the first times that we had seen against such a good opponent. I have nothing but great things to say about Cameron's men's program, and to be able to beat them when Josh lost in both doubles and singles was not only surprising, but just so great to see.
Both of your squads had some big conference wins this past week. They defeated Colorado Christian and CSU Pueblo. How is the team's confidence as they head toward those RMAC tournaments?
I would say our confidence is an all-time high. With those 2 matches, Colorado Christian and CSU Pueblo, we beat Colorado Christian 9-0 from the men and 9-0 on the women. CSU Pueblo, we won 9-0 on the women and 8-1 on the men. So out of those 2 conference matches, but from both men and women, we lost 1 match. And that was a 10-point tiebreaker that could have gone either way. So I think we're playing well at the right times right now. I think our confidence is at a very high level, and I think we're both very motivated to play regional teams and to hopefully move up the region. I just think we're clicking at the right time.
Later on the show, we'll chat with sophomore Mackenzie Hotan from your women's team. Give us your thoughts on Mackenzie and what you've seen from her so far this season.
Mackenzie brings an absolute great energy to the team. It's great to see. One of the things that she does so well is she's a great doubles player. She not only performs well in the doubles lineup, but she's in the right places on the doubles court. And that's one thing we've been working a lot with the women's team is our positioning and making sure that we are, if we're losing points, that we're losing them the right way. And she right now is helping lead our team in the doubles lineup in a way that we are winning matches, but not only that, she's showing people in practice and in matches how to do it the right way, being in the right position, and it's great to see. It's encouraging for me. I think she's improving every day right now. She is a sophomore, and I'm excited to see her improvement every day this semester so that we can, keep using her in the future here.
So what's coming up next for your tennis team?
Tomorrow, the women play a regional match against Texas A&M Kingsville, which is a very good opportunity for us to show what we can do against regional opponents. They're a very good team coming in, and I'm hoping to pull out a win and to put another notch in our belt towards our resume. Then we play Doane College, both the men and the women, on Wednesday. After that, we have a tough week ahead, our spring break week. We play 5 matches from Monday till Sunday. So we need to make sure that we are not only prepared, but that we are getting ourselves physically in the right mindset, mentally getting ourselves prepared physically so that we are, ready to take on that amount of matches in that short time.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming on the show, and great luck this Wednesday as you guys take on Doane College.
Great. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate it.
So we'll talk more tennis with sophomore Mackenzie Hotan as we come back here on the Coach's Corner.
Metropolitan State University of Denver nurtures student aspiration and empowers lifelong success through personal attention and professional experience in an inclusive environment. Located in the heart of downtown Denver, the university offers broad access to a transformative undergraduate and graduate education on Colorado's most diverse college campus. And as a gateway to opportunity, MSU Denver advances the intellectual, social, cultural, and economic well-being of Denver and beyond.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm Basachi Fiatoa, senior middle blocker from Roadrunners volleyball team.
Excuse me, Gabby Varela. And hard hit there by Fiatoa, kind of coming out of nowhere.
And you're watching Coach's Corner. Get rowdy. I'm Claire Gordon, senior DS from the volleyball team.
Nice job there by Claire Gordon.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Before we talk here with Mackenzie, we want you to make sure you follow us on Twitter at Metro State Sports. You can find upcoming schedules or events, highlights, interviews, inside information from head coaches, and much more. So click on that follow tab and follow our Roadrunners all season long. So now we say hello to Mackenzie Hotan from the women's tennis team. Thanks for being here, Mackenzie.
Thank you for having me.
So when Coach asked for you to be on the show tonight, what were your thoughts? Were you nervous, or have you done this TV many times before?
To be honest, I was actually a little nervous because I've never been on Coach's Corner before, but I was really excited to have this opportunity.
At the beginning of the spring season, the RMAC picked your team to win the conference this season. Your squad won the RMAC tournament last year. So what did Coach tell you about those rankings as a player, and what did you think when you saw that you were picked to finish first?
Last year we had a very breakthrough moment by winning the RMAC tournament and also just the regular season title as well. And when Coach Barrett came into the play this year, he told us that we have to capitalize on our wins, and just basically having to not get caught up in the moment. We have to, just stay in the moment and have to just try our best out there, because we have the target on our back this year.
Your squad is 3-0 in conference play so far. So tell us what you have seen that has brought your squad so much success.
Our team dynamic is absolutely amazing. We didn't lose a whole bunch of seniors last year, so it was really nice to just have the same kind of squad. Plus Alex, who's our freshman, she's made a very big impact in our team, and I just think the dynamics between us are just really great right now.
Coach Elkins is new to this squad this season. Tell us what kind of coach he is and how he has helped you so far.
So when Coach Barrett came in, it was actually, we met him 2 days before our first match, so it was very nerve-wracking for all of us, but I think that he really did well with us, and his demeanor was just absolutely amazing too. He was really optimistic with us as well, and he's a very good coach, and he knows how to say to us, and now that we're in our second semester, I think he's really making the big moves.
So let's get to know you personally a little bit. You hail from Beaverton, Oregon. Tell us how you ended up going to school and playing tennis here in downtown Denver.
So my senior year of high school, I got a letter from Coach Hangstifer. He was our coach last year, and I was really intrigued. So I, looked up on the internet, Metropolitan State, and I saw their new athletic facilities were just finished, and I was really interested. So I wanted to come and visit. And when I came to visit, I looked at the campus, had a little talks with a lot of professors, and the professors here are amazing as well, and the coaching staff and the athletic staff in general. And when I met the team, I thought that the dynamics were just great, and I got along with all of them. And Denver and Portland, I thought were very similar, so I didn't think it'd be like too much of a hassle as well.
Have you decided then on a major yet, and what do you plan to do afterwards when you're finished here at MSU Denver?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in criminology and criminal justice, and afterwards I'm thinking about joining the Air Force afterwards as well. I was kind of on the brink of if I wanted to do RTC while doing school, but I just thought that was a bit too much. So I decided that I just wanted to do my undergrad as well first, and then get into the Air Force.
It says on your bio at roadrunnerathletics.com that you also played basketball in high school. What position did you play, and will you play for our women's basketball team in the fall next year?
Yeah, I'll be the center. No, I was the point guard, and I played basketball like maybe from middle school through my freshman year of high school, and then I decided that I really wanted to focus on tennis. And also, I was not tall enough to play very good basketball, honestly. But it was a fun experience, and I thought, fitness-wise, it really helped. So it was fun.
What do you miss most about Portland? Is it the food, or is it some of your old hangouts?
Oh, the food for sure. But I think Denver has like amazing food as well. But also like my friends, of course. But I think family for sure. I was really close to my family, so being away from them was hard. But my teammates have been absolutely amazing for me.
Well, Mackenzie, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and great luck to you and your team throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
So before we head on out of here, we want to tell you of what's coming up in Roadrunner Sports this week. Our women's golf team is currently competing in the Midwestern State Invitational in Wichita Falls, Texas. They'll finish things off tomorrow, and you can find out how they did at roadrunnerathletics.com. Our tennis teams will also be in action this week as they take on Doane College on Wednesday starting at 3 p.m. Come on out and support Mackenzie and her teammates as they'll be at the Regency Athletic Complex for the match. Our outdoor track and field team starts up their season this Saturday competing in CSU Pueblo Slope Challenge in Pueblo. And we wish Coach Janice Christopher and her squad the best of luck as they get their season going on the road.
Coach Strain and his baseball squad will be back at the Regency Athletic Complex this weekend. First, they'll play a single 9-inning game on Tuesday night against the 8th-ranked team in the nation in Colorado Mesa. Then they'll host the Colorado School of Mines for a 4-game set that starts Friday at 3 p.m. If you can't make it to the games this weekend, the Metro State Broadcast Network will be out there to bring you all the baseball action. The softball team is back on the short road to Lakewood to take on the RMAC leading Colorado Christian. They'll play doubleheaders on Saturday and Sunday.
So glad you could join us on the show today. We want to thank Coach Strain, Coach Elkins, as well as Mackenzie for joining us on the show today. I also want to give a big thanks to David for helping me out today.
My pleasure.
I'm Tony Almanza. We'll see you next time on The Coach's Corner.